Hi, my name is Maggie Paul, and I'm very happy to be here. I'd like to thank the DMQ Virtual Salon for inviting me to share a few poems from my new book. The book is called Scrimshaw, and it's out from Hummingbird Press. And it's a collection, my second collection of poems. That I have the honor to read a few of these to you. So thanks for being here. The first poem I'm going to read is called From a Line by Jack Gilbert. The Chinese say, when you write a river, you are the river. But today I am more the rain rinsing the river's ruddy throat, or yesterday's sun trying to swallow some dark delay between my 4 o'clock curtains. Mornings can be a ground to lay our sorrows upon, a hard gift, a tree trunk of a thing, where the past surges up like a fountain and cascades at our feet. It floods the world, the one we step into, the one we walk out of. Why I don't phone in the morning. Lately it seems time is coming after me. I don't know what or whom to trust. The body, the mind, the summer air that barely speaks above a whisper. Body and mind seem strung together like cables on a bridge, same as the one a child makes, with string between forefinger and thumb. That sort of rocking first felt in the womb, then sought after the rest of our lives. There's often talk of going to Mars. I think just a few days ago there was another rocket ship that was headed to Mars, and this is called a preemptive elegy, should we move to Mars. For starters, I would miss the notion that this bouquet called Earth is home. October monarchs, summer lupin, the mustard flower, spring forsythia. I would miss January's darkness, the way a day is born, every tree from root to leaf, and the yoga of a lone sun setting. I might miss the snake, though I fear it, or the lion, though it rules me. I would miss your hand on my arm as I am about to go on a journey, and the space that gets filled when I return. All the heavens I would miss, looking up at them from foot to sky, and I would miss the word for heaven, just calling it that. Linguistics. I like my silence because it's mine. Let the sea speak without interruption for once. Let it slur its words and swallow syllables the way we do when learning a new language, trawling for sounds, then pulling them back, aware of their imperfection. It was imperfect how we lay together without touching once the truth tumbled out, how the blanket was used as a fence between our past and our future, but the bed pretended to be one world. You told story after story in two tongues and mistook my silence for a kind of love. Perhaps it was a kind of love, though not the kind you grew to expect. It had thunder and trembling in it. So much goes on beneath the surface that the tide never washes up. Let's not underestimate the sea, the beds of corals and dark cave secrets that lie there. Perhaps it is we who are imperfect and love a language which, from time to time, is not meant to be ours. The title poem from the book, Scrimshaw, is the second to the last poem that I'll read, and then I want to read a brief poem from a recent incident before we end. Scrimshaw. Once a very great poet said she prefers the slow, circling labor of writing, that when she thinks she no longer has any agency, she talks to the poem like a person she loves and asks it what it needs. I serve it little dishes, a variety of things, and see if it eats. She ignores the ants roaming around the edges of her notebook and writes for the reader, on whom she hopes nothing will be lost. Another poet, after a lifetime of writing, says it's still an agony to this day, yet I continue marking blank pages as if I'm walking toward the January dusk, leaving my boot treads on a road deep with snow. It can feel like winter any time, despite a perfectly generous sun and no snow on the ground. In the silence of night, if you listen, you can almost hear a poet etching Scrimshaw onto bone. And lastly is a poem for George Floyd and for all the Black men whose lives have been unnecessarily lost. And it is called It Is. It cannot be that a guy dies over a pack of cigarettes and a $20 bill. That it takes 4 uniforms, guns and holsters, and handcuffs behind his back before an officer asks his name. That a concrete wall, the pavement of the street, and a knee to his neck are the last sensations his body knows before leaving this world forever. That the flames of his words and breath combined are blown out, like so many small candles on a birthday cake, while he cries, "Mama." It cannot be, but it is. Thank you for listening. Thanks for the opportunity to read.